That's what I was telling them. I mean, you got to do what you like to do, and just
I did.
Success will come.
I did. Yeah, that's great advice. Cause I did radio back in the day, and that didn't end well. I got fired, and
you got a good voice, though.
Thanks, dude.
I mean,
And I just always wanted to get like something like this going, and there was always somebody like, "Yeah, we'll do it," and then never came through.
Right.
And Slim was the only one. Came through. We did this, and doing. It's the third year.
4 years.
With the other show. We did another show at the beginning with his cousin, and
it's a very different show, though. So this,
it's growing a lot.
What's the difference between this and like being on Wildfire Network?
What's that?
It's like Wildfire is like, I think it kind of goes out to a bigger base. I thought, because I know like Big Daddy Graham. Look into it. I was going to
say, is it like a network maybe?
I think it is.
Cool, because there was a network I just saw on Twitter that followed us. I forget what they're called, and they're based out of Philly, and it seems kind of cool. Like if you're in the Philly area, like you can go there and record and shit.
Right.
It's a fee. They charge you, but we did this on our own. I got us on 5 or 6 different networks, and one of them is the one we're on now live. And then he plays our shows throughout the week, like on replay. And,
right.
So and I asked him at one point, like, what the listenership was, like, for the live show, and I was like pretty shocked. It was like 750. Like I didn't think.
I thought it was like 260. I didn't know.
No. It was like the live listeners, like for this show, is like 750.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was pretty floored. Like I was like, wow, yeah, and that's what I know. I know you could pay for services, and like we had this one other network, the AM network. That was like making a deal with the devil. Like I contacted them, and their thing was you could have your own SoundCloud, like where you host your own show, but they also get your show and they put it on theirs. And I'm like, that's taking like listens away from you, And then they run your websites, like your social medias and stuff. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that. Like they remaster, they digitally or audio remaster, your show. I don't
take my product.
What? Are you gonna auto-tune us? Like what are you gonna do? But
just auto-tune me every time I speak.
But going back, like we get decent listens, and like just the last 2 YouTube shows just hit 100 listens. SoundCloud shows. The last 2 SoundCloud. Chow, whatever it is. And then, but besides that, like on SoundCloud, it doesn't add into those shows the iTunes, but you do see that in a different one, and we get a lot on iTunes. Like iTunes is really rocking.
I also noticed recently a rise in like positive comments on YouTube videos. Of people saying like,
one guy,
guys.
Like, just just the other day. I think I subscribed to him.
Yeah, less hate mail from the social.
No, we still get that.
No, we still get the hate. We're always gonna get hate.
The guys I talked to last night. What was it? What's their name again?
The music guys.
Surviving the music industry. We were talking back and forth a little bit too, and he's like, we've gotten a couple lawsuits. That's with the music. They do a music podcast, so with music, it's crazy. Yeah. Like it's really hard. And I'm like, we got some lawsuit threats and death threats. And he's like, shit, we're not doing it right then. But then that's what somebody back in the day, one of the rappers that we're friends with that we talked to, like from Sauce's circle, like they said, you're doing the right thing if you're pissing groups off and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually have a really stupid question. Probably not, but do you need, when you do DJing, do you need like license for those?
Oh, they're gonna ask if he needs like an assistant that you would do.
Well, I've never really been asked that, and but when I used to run a club. I mean, ASCAP was knocking on our door, wanted like a fee.
Wow.
But the argument is that we're promoting the music at the places. So, but but when I buy this stuff, I usually buy my stuff off of iTunes anyway, and the stuff I bought, like. No, I have a ton of CDs, like old stuff that I had that I ripped and it's in my computer.
Yeah,
I paid for it, so it is kind of a thin line. Yeah, next subject. Let's not.
Because the other buddy Rick Johnson, he does.
We got the motherfucker. He said he did it. Lock him the fuck up.
My other buddy Rick Johnson, he does a show, and I always asked him why it didn't go on like SoundCloud and iTunes. He said, because he plays music on his live show, so he doesn't put it out there in any other format.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are crazy. They're crazy, those record companies. What was the guy we talked to from Robot Heart, the movie? He was a musician and
what was his
name?
Rob.
I can't remember his last name. Rob Paris, but he was in a band, and he said he spent like 4 years in court over like royalties.
Somebody fucked him over.
Yeah.
Some radio station took their song and were playing it, and they weren't giving him any money.
Yup.
Yeah.
Huh.
Bob, I was curious. You said that you produce comedy shows. How do you go about producing a comedy show?
It kind of brings itself with the DJ business that I have. I have a lot of contacts, so people will come to me. They kind of know that I'm a comedian. Like this one place. I mean, the first comedy show I ever produced was at Braddock's in Medford. So I'm like their house DJ company. They don't make people use me, but they recommend them. So they wanted to do a comedy show, and they're like, "Oh, well, you'll be the headliner." I literally had probably 4 gigs under my belt. So it's like, no, I'll host it. And then I reached out to 2 people that who now I kind of knew them a little bit, but now they're pretty good friends of mine, like Dina Blizzard, which I don't know, you guys may have seen. There was a spoof on Facebook for Pokemon Go, and she did Chardonnay Go. And it's the woman, she's running all around, and basically there's glasses of wine all over the neighborhood. And it was crazy. I mean, her and I were driving up to Gotham in New York, and she was in a car. I'm driving, and it's like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's like 2 million views. Like, oh my God, do you think it'd be at 5 million views by the time we get home?
Wow.
Next morning was like 20 million views.
Oh,
and then she used to open for Anderson Cooper and Katie Couric for their shows. So then Anderson Cooper had her on CNN. So that just, I bet you she's got 50 million views on this thing. But she's very funny. So anyway, look, the point of the story is I had those 2 guys on the show, and actually, like on that show, like the lighting wasn't where it should have been. Like I didn't realize that the lighting was so important, because they had shitty spotlights. So that was an aspect. So I started doing that, and people then started approaching me for doing fundraisers, and wanted me to do them. So what I can't really carry an hour and a half by myself, so I would ask guys to be on the show with me.
That's why I didn't know if you had to handpick the comedians or
like I want to pick people that I know are good, like Brad Trackman's, like my buddy Brad, so a friend of mine, Joey Callahan. I mean, I've had these guys on different shows, but when you were out on your break, Jay Black's another guy I use a lot. So, and I'm and I just know like when these guys show up, they're going to deliver. So. And
nice.
That's it. So that's kind of how I got into it, and there was like a natural thing, having the DJ equipment, because a lot of times I've been on these shows, and they might not necessarily know that I have a DJ company, and I show up, and like honestly, God, one time we had a JBL speaker, and the guy had a microphone directly into the speaker with 200 people, which it wasn't enough for the room. The microphone was like Mr. Microphone. It was like a realistic piece of shit, like from Radio Shack. And so, like, yeah, like you guys got great mics here, right? So, like, but like you're hearing it's all tinny. It's like
my first Sony.
Yeah, but you're hearing it. That's a big part to make sure that the sound is clear and clean. And so so now guys they'll actually ask me, like, I'm doing a show October 1st I'm not on the show, but we're just going to do the sound for him. So we're just going to bring a sound system down there, mic stand, all that other shit. So that's kind of evolved from just kind of doing it and doing shows, and like you were saying, you want to be a comedian, just like you'll just be decent to people, tell them thank you, please and thank you, and don't be a dick. That's what I tell guys.
That's not my nature. I'm just a dick.
Yeah.
This guy wants to get into breaking a little comedy too.
Yeah. No. A good one now. Now you live down here, right?
Yep.
There's a pretty good one at the Flying W every Thursday, and the kid asked me to close the show when he first started. I did, but I'm actually inside. If they have a karaoke thing for my friend's son who has some special needs, so I kind of hang out on Thursdays there with them. But they've come in and got me a couple times. But my son Austin is doing it, and it's usually pretty well attended. It's probably, I'm just thinking in my head, probably 25, 30 people, which isn't bad for an open mic. And they give you 5 minutes probably, and do your thing. But I mean, have you written it all? Have you?
I haven't written yet. I do have jokes
like
in mind. I just need to figure out how to put them down to paper and
fine tune
it in a way that
well. But you know what? They're in your head. Put them down on paper as soon as you can. That's what I would tell you. Like
so as soon as it pops up.
Yeah, like now, like I have this. Like now, this is just on my phone here. But like I'll go, like a premise will hit me.
Yeah.
Right, and I'll like if I scroll through this thing, that's just from
ideas.
It's probably 15 or 20 pages of text.
Cool.
But like something will happen. I just did this joke last week, because I do a thing about politics. I always touch about politics, and I had this thing about the last time I saw Obama. I mean, the guy was like a pretty good looking guy when he went. Now he's like getting old and gray, and it's like and he's the only one that's excited about the election is Obama because he can't wait to get the fuck out of there. And I said he has that look. He looks like Bubba from Forrest Gump. He's like, I want to go home, Forrest. And the joke was is that I mean, good looking guy. Now Morgan Freeman is the president.
Yeah, it ages you.
So I did that joke and it freaking killed. But that just kind of popped in my head one day. I'm like, okay, I do this political thing. Let me try that and see how it works. So now that's a keeper. Now you may be, once you get it, you may do something. Maybe it was like, it was not too good. Well, let me try it this way. But if you don't have it kind of down, it's good to have it on your phone. But like if you just keep a notebook, like I used to, like that notebook you have. I mean, just write stuff down.
That's what I do all the time. Throughout the week, I'll just run and jot something down and.
You see something, I mean, Hillary's like, I just wish the two of these assholes could be president because it's like gold, the two of them.
They could split
I love
it up.
these two, I swear to God.
Splice them together.
They could split it up like the Romans did.
Yeah.
Like back then, and
Like-
just have like one on one side.
Yeah, certain states.
It's like the whole, I didn't think of it, but I thought of it, and I've seen all these memes about, it's like Weekend at Bernie's with the glasses and everything, and where she's like passing out and shit, which is fucking, is evil as shit, but it's a goddamn truth. But no, but just like, seeing that, okay, well, that happened and kind of keeping current or whatever. But, and this, this was like my friend Brad Trackman, and you should, if you ever want to take a class, you go up there and you tell him you know me at Helium, because it's, he will help you and you'll get like 5 minutes. He'll help you tighten it up. You'll have these different things that you want to talk about.
That's a cool
And then you
thing.
get a video, which, it's like a freaking conglomerate. My son is the video guy. So. We are going to get your money
Yes.
from
somehow.
this motherfucker. No, no, but you do it. It's really good because now you're on a stage at Helium. There's 15 people usually in the class. He asks you to try to bring 6 to 10 people, and there's always somebody that brings a ton of people. So you're in front of an audience that I've never seen it less than 100 people. And it's usually sold out. So now you're in a legit comedy club. The owner of the club sometimes is there, sometimes he's not, but you kind of get in that thing, and that's kind of where I met a bunch of comedians when I started and became friends with them. And my one friend Mary Radzinski, who's like a regular at Helium, very very funny woman. I mean, she just opened for Dave Attell a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
He's
I
hilarious.
love
Yeah.
David Tell.
Yeah, I mean, and he's like one of the guys that you say, oh shit, I can open for Dave Attell, and she's worked with him. I mean, she's worked with, not that I'm a fan of Rosie O'Donnell, but she's a pretty big name. She's open for her on her HBO thing. And basically just starting hanging out. This other guy, Pat House, is a very funny guy from Philly, younger guy. I mean, he's always in the club. He's always, he's putting in the time. And he was on the road with Sebastian Maniscalco. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know if you know who he is, but he does the thing about, he does the bit about the Italian, today, people come to the door, come on in. That whole thing,
Yes.
that thing was around.
That guy's
That guy
great.
cracks me the hell up.
Yeah.
But again, Pat, he did that. So it's it's kind of being out there and putting yourself out there. And if I'm just sitting here writing jokes in my room and I don't get out there, and you're basically going to have to get beat up a little bit to get better.
Ooh.
Yeah. Is she calling in?
Robin Slim Show. Robin Slim Show.
Is anyone there?
Hello?
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 Oh, prank caller.
Yes. Strange people.
I have no idea who it was.
It's probably one of my relatives. No, but anybody that's thinking about going, it's like, what the hell? I just heard somebody say this. I don't want to it's my thought or anything like that, but it's like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, there's so many people tell me, I want to do comedy. Well, go out and try it, and if you get hurt, you get your feelings hurt, you suck, then try it again. It's like nothing. How bad can it be? So you're going to wake up tomorrow morning. It's not like
Yeah.
It's not like you're disassembling like freaking pipe bombs and shit. Like you better know what the hell you're doing. So,
Right? Yeah, that's some great advice. How's the comedy? Has comedy changed in the years you've done it at all?
I mean, I'm really not at it that long. I think what's really kind of changed now, I think that there's a lot more things like this podcast. There's a lot of more open mics. There's a lot more people getting into it. There's a lot more. There's a lot of people that are doing these comedy fundraisers. It's kind of a big deal, I think. I mean, that's really the only thing I could say. It's tough to like the club owners. I mean, sometimes it's hard to get the rooms filled. Sometimes it's a struggle. So you have to pay big dollars. So it's I don't know. I mean, comedy was really in its heyday in the mid '80s and '90s. Like Eddie Murphy coming up and all, and I hear stories like at the the cabaret and
oh jeez, let's see. Rob and Slim Show.
I apologize. My Obama phone was not working properly.
That's all right.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Morgan.
How you doing, Morgan?
This is Morgan
Freeman. Holy shit.
I was enamored by your guest. That's funny. You said I should be president.
You've been president a couple times, haven't you, Morgan? A couple movies. Didn't you drop a bomb on somebody a couple years ago?
Oh, once or twice.
Wasn't that Independence Day? What were you in, Morgan? I remember you driving the car. You did a wonderful job driving Miss Daisy.
I tried. And I banged Miss Daisy in the backseat.
That's right. Wow.
I love Miss Daisy. I miss my friend Andy.
Did she take her teeth out when you were in the back seat with Miss Daisy? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, she doesn't have teeth, so there's nothing to take out.
Not even fake ones?
Right. So it wasn't painful, which is good for you, right, Morgan? I mean,
That's right. Oh, we don't want them choppers when you'll get in a hopper.
Oh. Morgan, I don't want to break your balls or anything, but have you ever thought about having any kind of laser surgery to get that shit off your face? Have you thought about that all those pimples and shit that you got? What the fuck is going on your face, Morgan?
At my age, freckles make you a better man.
All right.
What are you currently working on, Morgan?
I'm working on nothing. I just did Ben-Hur. You should check out Google now and then.
Well, I didn't have you to prep for. I didn't realize you were calling, so I didn't research the great Morgan Freeman.
I'm kind of popular on IMDb as well.
Yeah.
Well, I won't take up your time. I was encouraged by your guest, but I see he's under the influence of Knob Creek.
Very good, Morgan. Great job on the voice.
Thanks for reaching out.
Thank you.
I love to the Rob and Slim Show.
Thank you, Morgan.
Mad respect.
We just got Morgan Freeman.
Yes, we got Morgan Freeman.
I gotta tell you, the dude freaking nailed Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
He was like in character. He even got insulted when I talked about his complexion.
Yeah, he was quick. He was good. Wow. Robinson exclusive. Last week we had Corey Haim. This week we had Morgan Freeman.
We've even had Macho Man Randy
Savage
that was Netherlands.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got a star-studded extravaganza. We gotta start wrapping this up, Bob. Where can everybody find you?
All right. You can check me out on Twitter. Just Bob Marsdale on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, Bob Marsdale. You can check me out on that. I'm going to be in Elkton, Maryland this Friday with Missy Grinkowitz at the it's above a Irish pub, which is a good thing. It's called the Showcase on Main Street in Elkton, Maryland. So I'm going to be there this Friday. I'm going to be at the Comedy Cabaret in Doylestown on September 30th, headlining there. In November, if anybody's down and listen to us down in Delaware again, I'm going to be at the Harrington Casino down there. Also doing a big gig for it's a private gig, but they may be selling tickets for Bishop Eustace High School. That's going to be November at Adelphia's in Deptford, New Jersey. Those are kind of some of the highlights. I got a couple other things, but those are some of the new things and things I got going on soon. But appreciate you guys having me here today. Really do.
Thanks for coming in, dude. It's been great.
All right, man.
Thank you so much.
Brother. All right.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, guys.
And we're going to go to break. Oh, he keeps it there. That's his prop.
Yeah, that's
All right, guys, we'll be back.
Going to take a quick break.